Welcome to Men, Sex, and Tantra.
Discover what your parents, porn, and religion never taught you about being a man and having extraordinary sex. Get ready to have your mind blown and your world rocked. Okay, guys, Men, Sex, and Tantra, and we are back, still pulling back the curtain on what women want you to know. And I have to say something so interesting, and I think I said it last time. Well, it's so interesting to me. All the women that have shown up for this are like, I way above average attractiveness too. So when you're hearing their voices, I know you're only hearing their voices like, who are these women? What are they? What are they doing? I want to tell you that they're like from 30 to 66 so far. So we've had a bunch of age ranges, different countries, and I just have to tell you that they're all pretty freaking hot. So I hope you're paying attention. So today, I've got Diane with me. So once again, you saw this post on my Facebook wall. You know, I'm looking for women to talk to, to talk to things about men's sex, dating, and whatever. So here you are. So,
all right.
What attracted you to that?
Well, first of all, there's you, Tanya. There's you, and just how, like, I just love your forthrightness, and that we can talk about anything. Yeah. So here's where I'm at. I'm going to give you a little context because I think context is everything. I'm terrified to date. That's the truth. I am 3 years out of being divorced to someone who is now my best friend, but we just decided, that wasn't the format for us. And I'm just gonna say, I had sex once in the last 3 years. So, and it's in part because I just wanted a break, but I'm starting to dip my toe back into the dating world, literally online. And I can tell one of the big things that I want from men in general is to ask questions.
Yes.
Right? It's like, okay, I want to just be in relationship with people as people to start, and to get to know somebody. Like, who are you? Who am I? Like, if there's no, to me, I am a sapiosexual.
Yeah, me too.
Right? I know you are, right? And it's like, ooh, that whole getting turned on by your mind, that can lead me down a rabbit hole that's going to take me into the physicality. But if there's none of that going on, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Even if you're the hottest man around, I don't really care. I'm like, what have you got inside of you?
So you mean like saying, hey girl, isn't the best opening?
Yeah. Hey girl, you're hot. Yeah, whatever. Okay, that's great. I mean, I don't really care. I'm like, okay, yeah, been there, done that, did that whole, oh, I'm sexy. Do you think I'm sexy? Yeah, I've worked that angle in my life, and it's just, I'm kind of over that at this point in my life. I'm 60. I feel great. I'm a dancer, yogi, healthy, and
hot. She is hot and sexy. So we're clear. She is hot and sexy.
Well, thank you. But really, it's the inside, and I'm definitely looking for the meat of the human, not just the meat of the body.
Okay, that's an interesting way to say that. Okay, so
Right?
you got a profile up. You're on there. You're clear about what are you looking for, like static relationship stuff, casual dating, sex.
Well, yeah, okay. So here's the other piece. So I'm the girl who grew up Catholic, 12 years of Catholic school. It's taken me my whole life to kind of unwind all of that. And I can tell I'm still giving myself permission. Like, is it okay just to have sex? And I'm not even really sure if that's, like, again, like, it's just not that
it's okay, but it's going to be really disappointing.
Yeah, right. Like, okay. So I go to, I'm interested in, what am I interested in? I'm interested in getting to know you as a person, and kind of starting with companionship. It feels so, I mean, if there's for my 30 years old self, it sounds so boring. It's like, really? Companionship?
Well, and not only that, men are being told that if they get put in the friend or companionship zone, there's never going to be anything else.
Oh, well, yeah. So let's talk about that, because I am sort of fascinated by the chemistry, right? The person that you have hot chemistry with.
Yeah.
Then how does that, because often that can burn out, right? You have hot chemistry and then there's
Yeah.
nothing
So let me qualify that.
yeah.
Chemistry based on pheromones basically never dies. Pheromone chemistry is a 100% always there, and it's really was laid into us for baby making. It means like if you're at a 10, it's on a continuum. Everything from don't feel anything for you, total platonic, to holy crap, I don't care if I have to beg, steal, kill your wife, we're going to have sex. And so, yeah, so it's on that continuum. But chemistry doesn't mean a good relationship. It just means that your body's primed to have babies and you just want to have them no matter what. Even when you hate them, you still want to have sex with them. They can be
Well,
dead as a rock and you still want to have sex with them. They could be unattractive and you'd still want to have sex with because it's not visual.
yeah, and I have to say, like with my former husband, like I said, we're best friends, but we did not have physical chemistry. We
Yes.
had incredible mental chemistry and like the love chemistry,
Hmm.
but we did not have chemistry. And
Yeah.
finally, it was one of the things that kind of pulled us apart. Like, really, we're just not going to have hot sex,
No. And
So
you can't, yeah,
I
you
think,
can't.
yeah, I would love. What's that?
And you can't. If you don't have that, you can't make that. But you can create more intimacy, meaning diving deeper into the love piece, diving deeper into the companionship piece and the safety piece. You can have that and still have incredible sex, but you'll never have that. Every time I see you, it takes my breath away and I just want to chase you down the hallway and have you right here.
Yes, and that feels really elusive to me.
Mm.
Like, I don't know how that is for you, but I'm kind of curious where other people are with finding that kind of chemistry. Like, that hasn't happened a lot in my life, but so that would be fun.
Yep. And fun definitely is what it would be.
That would be fun. I would love that. I would definitely go for that right now. And what am I looking for? I think eventually I'd love to have some kind of partnering with a person who's really standing in his own life and passionate about his own life, and then share overlapping places where we have common interest and common passions, and then also stand really just like, is it Kabir who says the two trees that stand separately, they're not all interwoven choking each other. It's like, I want space to live my own life. I don't want you to just be like, put me on a pedestal and adore me and think I'm the greatest thing, because eventually I'm gonna fall off that pedestal. Anybody's gonna fall off that pedestal and it gets really boring. It's like, yeah. So
I don't know if I've ever heard a woman say that adoration is boring.
yeah, I think for me it can get because I've been on some pedestals and I'm like, yeah, I feel like you end up falling off and it feels imbalanced.
Hmm.
Doesn't feel balanced. Like, I want to have that same feeling, like, oh my God, I have so much respect for you and I'm hot for you and you turn me on mentally and physically and emotionally. And speaking of emotion, high IQ with emotions. Can you speak your emotions? Can you talk about your feelings? Can you speak to a quality of care within the relationship?
Isn't that like having your best girlfriend though? Like, isn't that so like you might say, men are being taught things like if she wants you to be her girlfriend, somebody she can talk emotions with and you can talk emotions with, then you're not really her man. She's not going to be sexually attracted to you.
Like, I hear I
Hang on.
possibility, but I'm more like, if in the relationship the person can't, because things come up, like just to be able to say, hey, you know what? I felt just to be able to name their feelings of how they feel. If, like, let's say I do something that is upsetting, that I'd love the person to be able to express that to me in an integrated, um, self-aware way that isn't a blaming, pointing way.
Mm. All right. So, all right. So it's not like you're saying, let's sit down and like, do our toenails together and like,
No, no. And a dancer. For me, like, oh yeah, that that feels really important to have. I know that's kind of a high criteria.
well, so far, well, what you said is you want some chemistry, you want them to be smart, emotionally smart, you want them to be able to express their emotions and to be able to dance. I don't think that's asking a lot because you're not saying they visually you're kind of like the mental aspect and the emotional aspect and the connection aspect is the biggest thing. So then how picky are you? Like, do they have to be a certain height?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I'm 5'4", you know, I'm
I know
pretty petite. High, yeah.
that's
Weight
short girls. That's short
one
girls. Can date well.
115, 5'4". So like size doesn't, like, height doesn't matter so
Yeah.
much. But in shape and healthy,
Okay. Yeah.
you know, healthy.
So, yeah, and so you've started to be online.
I've started to be online, and I notice I'm drawn to, I'm an artist and a yogi and a writer, so I tend to be drawn to people who think outside the box and who are creative um and who can ask questions.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, that's so simple, but so like, yeah, because what I noticed online, other than when I'm dating my scammer boyfriends, and I I have the scammer boyfriend diary book that I'm writing, and it is like purposely date scammers. They're easy to date if you really want a low maintenance
Mhm.
being told how awesome you are all the time without having to reciprocate. It's the scammer boyfriends all the way. But it is true that I find the lack of wanting to take time to actually, create that back and forth dialogue seems to be lost. I know that I've talked to tons of men and they're like, yeah, I just swipe on everything. And then
Mhm.
if a woman responds, I'll respond, but I want to make it really quick, to find out like right away. I don't want to spend a lot of time here.
Mhm.
So there's that kind of like, yeah, mill.
Yeah.
This kind of mill shopping, not even window shopping, because at least in window shopping, you're strolling back and forth. It's literally like boom, 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 rapid fire kind of experience. And so I find the whole questions either they say things like, "How was your day?"
Mm.
Uh,
Boring.
right, what? Great. Where do we go from there? Right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
How
most don't read your profile until they've decided that they might be interested in you. So then I've had men like go, "Oh, you do this," like after like a day of a conversation, or ghost you because they finally looked at your profile and decided they didn't want what you were saying.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so I'm only on Bumble, and I'm literally on the free version of Bumble right now.
Yeah.
So it's the women driven, women select in Bumble. And I'm pretty much only swiping right to the people who I think are um, creative, quirky, um,
She's
intelligent, and seem healthy.
okay.
Those
Creative,
you break it up.
intelligent, seem healthy are your first criteria that you're looking for. Yeah.
Yeah, and so far I've actually had some nice conversations, like, back and forth. And if somebody after a few times doesn't ask me any questions, I'm like, okay, done.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a minute. What does okay done look like? Do you literally tell them or do you ghost them?
Oh, that's good. I have ghosted some people.
Bad, bad.
I know,
Don't
but
do it. Don't
okay,
do it.
okay, thank you. But here's why. They didn't ask me any questions. There was no ball served back to me.
True. I get it. I get it. But like if we all thought about civility as being leading
Yes.
with the number one civility and kindness, it doesn't take anything to say, hey, thanks for your time. I'm moving on. Be well.
Hey, thank you. Duly noted. I'm
Yeah.
taking the teaching because I need to learn the etiquette of this.
Well, very few people do that, but really, to me, it's like, why aren't we civil?
No,
Like,
that's a really good point, and generally I feel like I am
I
that
know,
person,
I know, I
right?
know you. I know that you are. Yeah, that's why I asked you that question. Because, if anything, if I could just change anything to being like, if you're not going to talk to anybody again that you've had at least a hello exchange with, just just close the door.
Right.
Everybody's clear. Just close the door. And it doesn't take anything to say, hey, thanks for your time. I'm moving on in a different direction. Be well. Much luck.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's a question. So you wouldn't say, dude, you never asked me a question.
Well, so you have to say, like, do you want, some guys would want feedback, but I think the reality is if we just, so as women, we don't take things really at face value. Like, we're so flexible and we're so optimistic. Okay. Guy writes, he's writing to you. Then he doesn't write back. We're like, oh, I wonder if he's busy. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Well, here's the deal. Men take action on what they want. So we don't
Yeah.
need to second guess that, but I am saying close the door because he doesn't get to like come back when the other person that dumped him or he wasn't interested in.
Right.
You're not holding. You're not a holding pattern place. Yeah.
Okay, I would love it too, Tanya, if you do the other side of this. What are men looking for?
Yeah, well, most men I've talked to are swiping. Like, once again, the odds for men
Hmm.
of a woman contacting them. Now, Bumble is different because you are, but a lot of men, if the men are swiping, they have to swipe at everything because they don't know the odds. They have to number game. But what are men looking for? Most men, if they're over 45 are out of a relationship, they're looking to get laid by somebody new. Wouldn't it be great if they just said
Mm,
that? Like, literally
okay.
led with looking to get laid by somebody new. Like, you should just lead with that. Would women yeah, right? Cuz then if you're a woman who's like, "All right, I respect that. I am too." Great. Now you've just changed everything. But so first and foremost, most men are looking to find out if the next woman they date, is interested in sex, because a vast majority of men have been in sexless or uninspired sexual relationships.
Mm,
So
hmm.
they want to know. So, like on my profiles, I'm usually, yeah, I love sex, and because I'm preemptively know what they're, and I don't do casual sex.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
pretty clear.
Put it out there.
Why not? I mean, if I was dating and looking for a baby daddy and a baby, I'd write, I am looking for a baby.
Oh my God, this is why I love you, Tanya. You
Well,
do.
I think we need to just cut to the chase. So, but yeah, otherwise they are looking for connection, looking for, if a man says, I'm looking for a long term relationship, a lot of the time they say that because they're looking for sex, but they know that women don't want to just have sex. So they write something like that. I think, wow, what would dating profiles be like if we all just like, just,
Okay, so I'm gonna rewrite mine right now, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm looking for sex if I have chemistry with you.
right.
That that'd be awesome.
And what is that? And this is what it looks like for me to have that.
And this is what it looks like. There's the pheromone chemistry, but
Mhm.
then there's like the mental chemistry. I don't need you to be my daddy. I don't need you to take care of me. Like, in fact, I want a lot of space. So I could be
Yeah.
like, yeah, I can have sex with you, when you're in town. If we have the chemistry, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But, and I want consideration and kindness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So the
want,
first thing that'll
I need
happen
respect.
is you'll get a bunch of dick pics. So that's just be ready for that.
Oh, let's talk about that. Just never, people. Never. Just don't. I'm sorry. I'd rather have breast pictures far more than
Dick pics. So she froze a little bit there in the middle of her no dick pic.
the same. Like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never
I don't know.
actually
Maybe some women like them, but
I, very few women I've ever talked to they may like the dick pic of the guy that they've been seeing a long time, or they're into and they're seeing, but they don't really want some random
No,
dude's dick pic.
no.
Not that interesting. I love penises. Love, love, love penises. I've been given thousands. It's literally thousands of dick pics now, and I'm like, I don't really ever feel inspired by them.
Thank you. Thank you. Just no. I'm just gonna say it again, guys. No.
Yeah. What I tend, and I said this in the last episode, I think, what I tend to do when I get a dick pic is I kind of look at the background. I'm always like, dude, what's in the back? Is that your dirty laundry? Like, shit, do we really want to see that? So I investigate what's behind the dick to find out about you and who you are. So, dudes, if you're doing the dick pic, do it up against the Ferrari, the mansion, the infinity pool. I mean, or
Infinity pool.
right, or something, a great, beautiful landscape.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. So I cut you off though. So first thing you'll get, you said, was the date.
Yeah, sadly, when you say you're a woman who likes sex, which I will typically do, then they lead with sex. And
Right.
just because I like sex doesn't mean I want you to lead with sex. Because, yeah, otherwise I'd just go on sex chat sites. Like if I wanted to talk sex without, why even go on an app? I mean, there's plenty of places I could just sex chat with people.
Wow.
So not into that. Who, baby, I'm gonna rock your world. Dude, if anybody's saying that, please fucking stop. Because like, or the other thing is, oh, I'm gonna fuck you so hard, you're not gonna be able to walk for a week. Well, who the fuck wants that?
Thank you. Thank you. I want to walk.
Yeah, I don't want a torn up pussy. No, that's not exciting. That sounds horrifying.
Oh my God. Yeah, in fact, I'm kind of looking for a little gentle at the moment.
Yeah, there you go.
Smile.
And then there's the how big you are. So, not every woman thinks, wants an 8-inch plus penis, because I'm a no to that. I'm always bring me your average size penis, please.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. And just to say, if you're kind of tight down there,
Yeah.
bigger is not better.
No, it's not. And so I get it. We all like something different. But, when you lead with,
Yeah.
oh, wait till you see my, 9-inch cock, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, my usual response is like, oh, I'm so sorry. We're not going to fit. And the guy's like, oh, it's fine, baby. I'm like, no, I prefer like 6. I prefer 7, under like some normal, average. Bring me your average penis. And they think I'm joking. But when I tell them, no, I'm sorry, I'm moving on to find an average penis. Thanks so much for your time.
That is hilarious.
But true. I swear to God. And I want to see if there's some kind of study, like, the average penis is, now it's 5.5 to 6. That's the average size penis. It's actually dropped. And if average is what's normally out there, where the fuck are they? Because I seem to find these guys that are like 10, 14, whatever. I can't do anything with that. I don't know what to do with that.
Wow. Interesting.
I think
Yeah,
my
so
says, bring me your average size penis, please.
There you go. That's what women want. So if you're average, you should feel better about yourself.
Good God. I know. Anyway. All right.
Oh,
and they want somebody attractive. Absolutely. Attractive is different to everybody, obviously. There's an amazing amount of young men between 28 and 35 that are totally into women over 60.
seriously?
Ooh, hell yeah. I dated
And I will say, yeah, I'm definitely attracted to, it's weird because I'm attracted to younger men
hell yeah.
physically,
Yeah.
but emotionally, I like the man who's had some time on the planet.
Okay, cool. So see, that's real, right? I usually date younger. That's just the way, energetically and whatever else, more alignment and wisdom. There's a lot to be said for, what the years give you. So there you go. So that's truth. There's a lot of men attracted to younger women, but they prefer to date women who actually have their shit together. And
right. Yeah, and and I kind of just go back to the chemistry of like the chemistry. Like,
yeah.
what's there? Like I just started a conversation with someone who asked me, oh, in his profile he goes, well, you need to know what an empath is. I'm like,
There you
well,
go.
all about that. So
Right. So you
and
actually
in
read
fact,
his profile, but you read his profile.
well, yeah, I read his profile. I do read his profile. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
short, but
Yeah.
Bumble is a short profile.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Well, and for a man that says, "Yeah, I don't really know what to do to talk," here's my favorite. Yeah, I don't. I get on these things. I never know what to say about these because I don't really like to talk about myself. There's the profile.
Well, there you go. All right. We'll ask. We can ask you questions if you don't know.
Well, I
I
mean, if a man doesn't take time to write anything in his profile, what do you think about that? I'll fill this
Yeah.
out.
Well, then you're not interested in making it
Yeah,
happen.
yeah. I'll fill this
Yeah.
out
No.
later.
It's yeah. Right. I know. It's like, well, okay, great. That's you're leading with nothing, basically. You're leading with nothing. Swipe left.
But what about the dude that poses, in this bathroom selfie with this
Oh,
towel on his head?
oh, just no. Any of those are just so no for me. I'm like, I want to see the real person. Like, oh, you're whatever. You like
Oh,
sail.
the bass fish then? The guy with the holding his.
Oh no. Yeah, well, those people are real. I think they're real. I'm just not attracted to those people. It's like, okay, that's cool.
Hanging out with his brewskis and his buddies and his.
Oh yeah, again, like, but I'm sure there's some woman who would like that. I'm like, no. So I swiped right on the cellist in front of a vintage car,
Okay, yeah, that's intriguing.
right?
Yeah.
Who actually has motorcycles and rides them. He's like, oh yeah, I have motorcycles and ride them. Not that I'm not into motorcycles, but I'm like, oh yeah, passion, that's cool.
Yeah.
And he's the empath one.
Yeah.
We'll get along if you know what an empath is. And I'm like, okay, well, not a problem.
Yeah, I'm kind of brutal to those guys. I'm like, oh, are you talking about hypervigilance? Because most people who feel like they're empathic are hypervigilance from past trauma. But hey, okay.
Oh, interesting. Because I think of myself, I am such an empath. And, it's like, oh, I feel everything in the room.
Yeah.
And it can be a little, so I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious about a conversation with that.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is something that is personal, like personally interesting. You use the word passion a lot when you're talking about this. And so, like somebody who's displaying, you would say the bass guy is displaying his passion, which is true. But I know women who are hunters and, huntresses and fisher women, and they don't want to see your bass picture either. Because that's just something I want to. I keep saying this. I'm gonna find some guy with a bass picture, and I'm gonna start flirting with him, but he won't realize I'm flirting with his bass.
Oh, brutal.
That's probably
Yeah,
that's probably me.
I know that's kind of mean.
Okay,
Like,
maybe
I don't really care. Like, there's just like a bunch of people who are just like, oh, I'm in my car, I'm taking a selfie, and it's like, well, didn't put a lot of time and thought into that.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to come out was. I'll fill this out later. I had my phone in my lap, took a upward selfie, whatever. Is what you're saying is if you're not putting a lot of time into this, then how much time would we put into our interactions, or what does that tell you?
Oh yeah, it's like, and I get it because I think people dip their toe. And it is, but if you're actually really wanting to meet someone, oh, can you hear me?
Yep, you're back.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's different levels. Like you might dip your toe and it's on the fly, and then maybe you decide, oh, okay, actually now I'm ready to put a little time in, because I think the time and effort you put into some profile is gonna reap the reward of meeting someone that you actually might connect with. It all depends on what you want.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what I'm getting. It's like, it really depends. Like, do you want a fuck buddy? Do you want a relationship? Do you want and what is relationship? You know, we can relate on a lot of different levels.
Yeah, yeah,
You
absolutely.
know?
Well, I ended up, saying I didn't know. I was kind of pretty clear about the last time I had a profile. It's like I'm not really sure what I'm here for. Like I could be open to, a casual, I don't want hookups, random hookups, but I could be open to, somebody that I casually hang out with every once in a while and we have sex.
Mhm.
I could be open to a relationship, but probably not like the ride and die. Let's get married, though. Though I do get married every decade just to check it out, see if I'm still interested or not interested in it. I mean, I do that. I haven't been married in my 60s yet, so that is coming.
Mhm.
But and then sadly ended up with somebody who I broke their heart because I was like, yeah, I remember I said I didn't really know what I wanted. Like thought it was pretty clear about that. I don't know what I want. And he was like, yeah, I want my ride and die. And I'm like, that's not going to be me. I
And
do.
that is valid, right? It's like, that's not you. That's not
Yeah,
where you're at.
right. I mean, it's like I could be in a relationship with somebody that we were exclusive, but that doesn't mean I don't get to pick up my backpack and take off for the next 8 months without saying to you, by the way, I want to, I mean, I would tell you I'm doing this, but no input about whether it works for you or not. So
Right.
what is that? That's what I'm going to go do. Super cool if you need to change our agreement
Mhm.
because of that, whatever, but I'm in freedom flux. Like,
That okay. That's what I feel. I've like at this point in my life, I'm like I'm a free agent, and I want to stay a free agent,
mm,
and like and relate from my own free agency.
right.
I don't want to be like in, I think relationships. This is why I won't get married again. I don't want to get married again because I think that unconsciously the collective agreement about what being married is sucks you into the quicksand of that collective unconscious agreement. And for me, it has like, ooh, the good wife. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Been there, done that. Don't want to do that. I need to create above that muck
Yeah.
of
And so the idea that all women want is to get married and be taken care of is not true for all women.
no.
No.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like chivalry. Like if I am not opposed to you opening the door, but I'll also open the door for you. Do
Right.
you know what I mean? It's like it's not the male role, but if you want to, great. If you want to take me out to dinner, great. I'll also take you out to dinner or cook you a great dinner.
Yeah.
Like reciprocity, I think, is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's true.
Men are being told they have to take the woman on the adventure of her life and man up and do all these male oriented things. And every single woman I've talked to almost is like, no, it's more like, both. Lean into both sides of this.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like, the whole oh, I'm gonna get married and have someone take care of me, that feels like the fairy tale I was sold that I've now figured out is not is not the correct thing.
Yeah.
That didn't work out. So
Yeah.
like this is
Yeah,
re
I'm open to married again because I'm doing a transactional marriage in my 60s. Like, let's trade passport, citizenships.
oh well now that's interesting.
See?
That I love your mind.
Well, I have a place that you can come crash when you're in the States or whatever, right? You have a place wherever that I can come crash. We're friends. We like each other. Maybe we have sex. Maybe we don't.
Oh,
But
that's
that free agency, like I'm doing this, and when we cross paths and stuff, it's cool. Maybe we like each other enough to make a cross path experience too. And so it was funny because I posted that on Facebook. That's what I was looking for, and I'm actually talking to two men right now that's a potential. I thought it was how in the world within 24 hours of me posting that did I meet a couple of men who are really interesting and that I vibe with and that actually live in different
wow.
countries.
I love that. So, Tanya, here's the thing you continue to teach me. It's like you have to get clear on what you want,
Yes.
and then you have to put it out there, and you have to
Oh,
verbalize it and act on it. And
exactly.
I see that you are somebody to do that, and I think all of us can do that, but we have to get clear on what we really want and not play the game. And I think that's part of this conversation is like let's just be real. Like, what do you want? What do we want, each one of us?
Yeah.
And to share, like, that's what I want. Like, oh, what do I want? And then to be able to speak it. And it's a practice, because the convoluted, twisted part of me that still has a little bit of the roots in Catholicism and the good girl sometimes get us all twisted up about how I still should be.
Yeah. Yeah. So the takeaway there, a takeaway from this, I think, guys, is like, yeah, it's risky. It's always risky to put out what you really want. It's risky, right? Because somebody could reject it. You could find that nobody really is interested in that with you, in that limited data scope that you've got going on. But if I always believe that the more real we are, the more authentic we are about what we really want, the more likely it is to happen. It's risky. Yeah, everything's risky. We're not making out of this experience alive. Just in case anybody's wondering, even if you found the love of your life and it lasts forever, which is awesome, one of you is going to die one day.
Yeah.
So there is no escape from quote unquote emotional pain or heartbreak or disappointment or any of that stuff. But if you're not willing to take chances and put it out there and go for what you want and even try to see if it's possible, you're gonna miss out. So that's what I think. That's what I think we're leaving.
So in that sense, just to say, yeah, take the risk to put out what you really want rather than what you think the women want.
Yeah. Yeah, don't micromanage us. Like, we shouldn't micromanage you. We should just state it what we want. And then everybody, civility. We're all looking for something. Just fucking be civil. Just like close the door.
Close the loop.
Yeah, close the loop for your own energetic and civility experience and for others. Even if it's obvious, just close the door. And then you've sealed that. You've closed the door. You've taken that action. Because, man, it is uncivilly weird and fucked up out there in some ways. And our text language, and you just stop texting people. I get that. We don't always finish our texts. But in this thing where people are looking back and forth at something, just close. I even close the door on my scammer boyfriends. I go, hey, guys, awesome to hang with you. Your scammer skills, I'm giving you a 5 out of 5. Pretty good. And I'm moving on to a different scammer boyfriend. Thank you so much.
Yeah. That?
Well, hell yeah, it's clear they're scammers. Yeah, I was dating 5 guys that all had the same picture. They were all the same guy.
No way.
Yeah, there were different guys using the same doctor who's been on saying his picture gets used all the time. And I'm like, wow, it's weird. You really look like one of the other guys I'm dating. One of the other 5 guys I'm dating. You look alike. Are you guys brothers? This is crazy. Anyway, so even with my scammer boyfriends, I have civility. When I'm ready to be done with the scammer exchange, and we've all, they want to marry me and settle down and everything, and I picked out the ring and sent them a picture of it and all that. So I'm just going to send it to me.
Oh my God. What do you think what are they scamming for? I know we're almost
money. Yeah, we're done. It's usually money, but I'm trying to get to the scams, but I don't think I'm not a good scammer girlfriend, I don't think. I think I need to up my scammer girlfriend game. I don't really I think I'm too non-committed.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So I'm not playing into the commitment. I point out the flaws too much. Like, that you're probably not a nurse, an attorney nurse, orthopedic surgeon. Like, just saying.
Oh, yeah, girlfriend, if you're pointing that out, they're not going to go for it.
I know. So I think I need to change it up. I need to change it up a little. I need to be more generous. Anyway, thank you so much, Diane.
Thank you. Oh my God. So fun. So fun.
For being here today with us, gentlemen. We may have 1 or 2 more women, but one of the other things you guys can do absolutely is, email me at Tanya. You have to spell it right, so look in the description. Tanya@tanyadiamond.com. Email me questions. If you have specific questions that you want to know what women are thinking, you have a question that you want to know my take on it, whatever. You've got questions that I haven't addressed, topics that I haven't addressed, stuff like that. This is a show for you guys, so hey, email it to me. Hit me up, let me know, because I'm happy to answer those questions or ask women those questions. And, you know, we're just doing women take curtain back this season. We'll see a couple more women maybe and see what happens. But hopefully you've been enjoying this. Send me feedback anyway. Good, bad, indifferent. I'm happy you're here. I believe in men. I love men. I adore men. And I know that we all, women and men, can get better at doing this shit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Thank you.